Hello everyone, I am Tacit and welcome to the Gems of War campaign. Was now 23, week 4. So today, actually this week, we got quite a few things going on. Of course, we just covered a video a couple hours ago, a little late today, but it is out. But yeah, quite a few things. We got the spring event going on for the next 2 weeks where we end up getting a Wand of Stars alternative as a troop. It's overall obviously weaker than Wand of Stars, situational. Really good for beast teams, particularly green beast teams, good for Sacroax teams. Obviously, you could probably throw it into some Volpacia Faith thing, but I would definitely say beast is its best category. Has a choice mechanic where it gets to either create a bunch of purple gems or green gems. In the case of the purple, ends up enchanting your entire team, blessing your entire team, and giving you pretty much full convert to purple of whatever you end up choosing, as well as the other option, which is entangle all enemies, curse them, and yeah, overall, it's okay. It's very situational when you end up bringing it out. It does feed back to its color for both of them, so regardless if you go green or purple, it's you know, still going to work out. It does have a little bit more of a benefit to go into green for two reasons. One being its final trait, but also a lot of teams that's likely to be best with, like with a 50% mana start Forest Guardian kind of thing. Probably converting into green a lot more than you are into purple, though. Both would end up getting utilized. So, yeah, not too bad. We'll probably get this Wednesday and cover a video on it, as I'll probably just do the 50 gem thing per day and just get all the battles that we need to go and slowly unlock it. Oh yeah, even though I covered a billion teams, I don't have a single one actually here because I built all the teams in the thing. Where are they? Where are they? Yeah, I didn't bother putting them into the thing. It's like, oh yeah, the destruction's green. I'll just build them in the other thing real quick. Let me go do this and just modify it slightly. Because for the earlier fights, yeah, we're definitely going to need something slightly different. This is battle, of course, is assuming you're going like all the way in. But for the super early battles, all I really need is Flower Dragon, get it off the ground. Honestly, even Flower Dragon might have too high of a mana cost for this. We don't have any way to mana start it. Elemental and Dragon, 50% mana start, both do not use green. Honestly, I might just double up on Leprechaun. Oh, you know what we could do? I don't use her that much. Not a mirror. What's her name? Aurora? What did I forget her name? Why on earth do I forget her name? The, that one support beast that does, like, every color. Why on earth do I forget it? Not the Warrens. Gosh, I even forget the kingdom name. It's so bad. I know exactly what it is. I just completely forget what it is. I guess I might have to check the thingy. Murgrim Woods, yeah, duh. Where is this thing? Gosh, but how much longer it took to find it? Might as well just throw anything there. Wait, it's not from Murgrim Woods? Oh yeah, it is. No, it's not. Wait, what? Is it from Silverglade then? It must be Silverglade. That's over in Necropolis. Silverglade. There it is. There we go. Honestly, I'm never going to put a hero on it. There we go. We'll be fine. We shouldn't need to get rid of Submerge or something. Yeah, we'll give it extra green just to go really into green. There we go. Our team is now met. Flower Dragon, Queen Aurora, Leprechaun. Should be fine. Oh yeah, we could use the extra golden battle. Doesn't matter when you end up using it. Anyways, hello everyone! Oh yeah, let me come with this over so I can actually see you guys. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello Mark, hello MG Jets, hello Jason, hello Tyrion, hello Cookie, hello Crisp, hello Isabel, and hello Renas. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tyrion. But I hope you guys have been having a wonderful, wonderful week so far. But it should be fine. Just cast Leprechaun immediately. Hopefully with all the extra mana things, we're just fine to go. I guess that's another thing too. We don't have any like the turn 1 manas either. None of them cover green, oddly enough. It's one of those colors that's actually a bit neglected right now. Like, yeah, Bog Strider or Leprechaun and stuff like that. But all the things that create like a billion mana per turn, none of them are actually in green. Well, obviously Leprechaun and stuff, but you know, the ones that do like a single gem every single turn that are decent, they're all not green. Because Takshaka is what? Red, yellow, blue. The Pharaoh thing is what? Brown, purple, blue. That one Fire thing is red, yellow. Pretty sure green's the only one that's not really covered by any of them. There's still a lot of ways to main accumulate under green. Just not the per turn mechanics like quite a few other colors have. And by quite a few others, I mean literally every other color. Oh yeah, and of course you always want to power up here. I forget if I mentioned that during the video. But you do get more points for doing so, so you do want to be moving forward the whole time. Unless you're like really early game and end up hitting a wall. But battles here are relatively easy. But yeah, as Isabel mentioned, I believe someone's, another person's leaving the guild because they don't want to keep up with dailies and everything. So I think we have like 4 people now that we need to go fill. And we got like 2 weeks before Guild Wars too. So if anyone wants to join the guild, we got like 4 spots left I think right now. Technically 3 I think it says right now, but I think it's technically 4. I got at least 27 by the time Guild Wars starts. And have everyone set their defense. As Guild Wars still has a 3-person leeway. But if we are losing a new person this week, we need to replace that and just to break even. Yeah, we're good to go there. Honestly, I might have to just lower the guild requirement at some point. I feel like a requirement isn't that particularly high right now, though. Alright, spring event done. We'll do red raids next. Let me just go check this first. Or red doom, I mean. Because we're going to do every last battle we have. Shouldn't take that long. Hello, Meyer. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, I kind of needed that. That was my win condition. The thing hits really hard sometimes with the double damage and everything. Have I had another channel before? No, this is the only channel we ever had. And we've been doing it for 9 years now. It'll take a little bit longer than 9 years. But 9 years is when we'll be doing it weekly every week. Which I technically count as a started channel. Though technically I've been doing YouTube for almost like 10 and a half, 11 years. But I always consider when we started doing it weekly is when we like started. But no, I had no channel prior to this one. I have considered making alternative channels on like other stuff that isn't just gaming. Because I don't want to post like non-gaming stuff to this channel. But no, I still haven't yet though. Oh yeah, how much Underspire are we doing? Honestly, I'm not a big fan of what we need to do this week. So I'm probably, because what's our team? Underspire seemed like it was really weak. Though it only feels like that because last week was so absurdly strong. So comparatively, this week is like nothing. Yeah, Ubistet Rope Dart. The only interesting thing with this team though, honestly, I'm not even sure if I want to do the basic battles. I don't know, I guess we could go something AoE related in the kingdom. The problem with this team right here is it will kill high rarity as easily as it kills low rarity. My biggest concern is this team fails really hard against Dooms. And unlike Underworld, there actually are Dooms and Underspire that have immune to insta-kill. And his team is really bad to immune to insta-kill at the high level range. Or at least Ubistet anyways. I don't know, I guess it's not that bad. We'll just roll with it. It's not ideal though. But worst comes to worst, we can just throw some AoE for the earlier ones. Anyways, let me go to Doom. Let's go grab our Doom team. Don't think there's much we need to change other than put Crystal and or Kursathanax in first slot. But beyond that, we should be good to go. Alright, Tower of Doom! Where's my guild's chat thingy? Alright, there we go. Okay, we got number 4. Fight, fight, fight. Oh, it's already here. Perfect. Nice. Don't even change anything. Actually, yeah, I do. There we go. That's all we need. Oh yeah, that should be fine. And luckily, we do get to run elementals here. It is actually a pure elemental team. Isn't it? Right? Yeah, should be. Yeah, it's pure elemental team, which gives us, I believe, 6 magic. I forget if I showed this in the video. It actually gains a lot of stats. It's 2 times Bright Forest. It's 2 times Second Fleet. It's 2 times Nexus. It's 4 times Red, obviously, because it has to be 4 times Red. It actually has a pretty... and 4 times Elemental. I forget if I showed this in the video, but it has so many bonuses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bonuses. But the main one that matters is the 8 magic there. The rest are just kind of nice to have. Anyways. Hello, Chad! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, MK Jazz. Welcome, welcome. Alright, we got that. Get our explosion. Oh yeah, this channel used to be called Task of the Terror. That could be the thing you could be confusing it with, potentially. It was something I was contemplating for a while. And then 1 month we were just like, we're just gonna do it. Originally gonna do it ages ago and then didn't. And I think a couple years ago we ended up changing it over, whenever it was. I don't remember at this point. You're looking for a guild? Generally Global Chat 1 or the Gems of War forum tend to be pretty good places to find a guild. There's quite a few that take pretty casual ones. Not sure how many casual guilds there are left these days though, but they definitely exist. Yeah, they are separated by platform. The only thing that's cross-platform is PC Mobile. Every console version is separated from each other. Because of course we're on the PC Mobile version right now. Normally I do the dailies on mobile, but I do the, you know, obviously the streams, recording and everything on PC. Occasionally I'll do it on Steam Deck as well. The problem with Steam Deck though is it's really annoying to use the touchscreen on Steam Deck compared to a phone. There's a lot of things that's good about that thing, but gosh, is it so annoying when a game's made for like a phone screen and you're trying to use a Steam Deck for it. Does not work that well with how far you have to stretch for some things. You're in a casual guild and you've been loving it? Yeah. I feel like the requirements for my guild can be done with just dailies. But I guess it depends what you quantify as dailies. There's a lot of things, dailies, that some people skip. Like, I always skip Underworld. Because after you finish Underworld, there isn't really much of a need to keep doing it. Like, there's value in doing it, but for how much time it takes, I normally just skip it. Alright, this weapon's not horrible, by the way. I'll only be using it as a finishing option. When we have, like, literally nothing left. But, it's okay. The whole crossbow thing, or whatever category you really want to call this, I guess the crossbow weapons. I don't know, they're nothing special. Like, they're not horrifically bad, they're definitely not, like, the worst Doom weapon type in the game. But they are pretty lackluster, unfortunately. Like, you're never really going out of your way after these events to really use them. But during the events, you know, they can get a one-shot, two-shot. Nothing else, they always have an extra benefit against the Doom when you do get to a Doom fight. Because those tend to be a little bit tankier as well. Yeah, you could skip some guild events depending on what your guild requirement is for your guild. Ours is basically just do all rewards. So whatever is required to do that. Also, I will be skipping the haste. Just because we're going to be getting plenty enough battles throughout the event. Pretty sure the guild's already scouted to 25. Was one thing I always do for this event, though I already handed them out. Anyone who scouts like crazy for the guild, or really honestly almost any amount, I always end up giving them one of those little gem pack thingies. It's only 25 gems, but because they're giving up all the extra resources and everything, going out of their way to do it. Always like to do it. But we had two people that end up doing quite a bit. Corpio and Mustaine. So we gave both of them one of those little gem thingies earlier. But I did that pretty much every Tower of Doom if I remember. It's just normally off stream when I do it. Not sure if anyone else in the guild does that. But if at least like 5 people chip in, it helps cover the gem cost of them contributing all the extra battles. Also, Flower Dragon is still so insanely strong. Hasn't really changed. Though I do have to say, though, I missed the 20% extra stats we had the other week. It's sad to see it gone. We'll eventually have it again, though. Because what else are they going to do for a Nexus event? Like, the whole place is elemental. Like, the restriction almost always has to be Nexus elemental. That's pretty much the entire kingdom and everything in it is that. Like, there's almost no room for them to even do something else. Like, what would they do? Like, Nexus and Beast? I guess there's like a few or something. I don't even remember what the second most common thing is in that kingdom. Honestly, at this point, I think it might be Dragon. But even in that case, that would be Elemental Dragon then. Or not Elemental Dragon, that would be Nexus Dragon. I know this one isn't, but I mean, like, you know, other things in the kingdom have that category. I mean, this one is. That's not what I wanted to say. But you know what I'm trying to say. There's more dragons other than Flower Dragon in that place. Because I believe one of the Immortals was also a dragon there. But yeah, isn't that the most common, second most common there? I'm pretty sure it is. Which would still end up giving it the bonus then. Oh, what am I looking for? I'm looking for Nexus. Because obviously Elemental is the most common by like 1.5 miles here. Elemental Dragon, Dragon, Construct, Urskia, Beast, Beast. So yeah, that's why I was thinking Beast. There are a handful of Beasts here. I know, Dragon still looks like the second most common category. It's either Beast or Mystic? Yeah, I think I was right with the assumption of Beast earlier. Beast might be the second most common. Don't they have a lot of Constructs too? That's still a lot of Beasts. Yeah, it's either Beast or Construct, hard to tell. As far as second most. Yeah, it might be Construct, because I didn't think about that. All the Umbral thingies, I think, are that as well. I know, it's kind of split between them. But regardless, it's basically all elemental. There's like 2 things in this whole kingdom that aren't elemental. And is this one dragon? That's only dragon. And like one other thing. Yeah, this is the guy that's only knight. They're both immortals. The only 2 things in this whole kingdom that is not an elemental. Oh, and the tarot card. That's 3 total things in total that are not elemental. And they're all the weird ones, like tarot cards or immortals. Everything else is elemental. Even the absurdly strong stuff from the kingdom. Also, I never realized that. There's only 1 mythic in this place, really? That's actually kind of crazy. Oh, no, I don't have it in beast rarity, never mind. I was gonna say, there's definitely more than 1. Barely, though. There's 2. Because Flower Dragon doesn't count, and these 2 are immortals. Because like I said, there's definitely more than 1, but yeah, there is. Aquaria and Calica. Keep forgetting about Calica. It's actually so weak. Anyways, back to Tower of Doom. Back to the Doom. Oh yeah, let me go ahead and have some codes. I haven't had a single one yet. Also because I don't have my code section open, so let me go do that. It's so easy to tell when I don't have the code section open because we'll go like half the stream handing out 0. And then it's like, oh yeah, I should probably go do that. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I haven't gotten to make codes yet, have I? I don't think I have on Discord yet. Luckily, I haven't even touched the April codes yet. Though we will this stream. I only have a few more left until we hit April. We definitely will in a few. In 2 more codes, we'll hit the first April code. Not counting the pet we handed out last month. But I still haven't gotten the May ones yet. Should probably hand it out in the next few days, I would assume. Maybe they're on holiday or something. Luckily, I don't need it. That's one nice thing about being behind on codes. Is, yeah, I don't need to worry about running out. She could not give them to me for another 2 weeks and we won't run out. So we'll be fine. I'm trying to think, what would the holiday pet be for this month? Because we already had Easter. I don't think there is normally one that throws in May. Are we taking power? 5 and 3. I feel like I should skip it, but I also feel like I should be a good example to the guild and actually take it. I become increasingly more tempted to skip this, like, every Tower of Doom that happens. But it does help out everyone to take it. It just has such diminishing return after you take a certain amount of them. But yeah, we'll still take them. Is Azaleus a good troop? Azaleus. Which one is that? Which one is that? Oh, this one? Yeah. No, I don't know it. It came out today. Yeah, we'll be doing a video for it on Wednesday. I'm just waiting till we get there naturally with the 50 gems. But, yeah, I'll probably cover a video for it on Wednesday. Unfortunately, I can't do anything with it right now. Because we don't have enough points unless we dump, like, all of our gems at it. But, yeah, I'm just gonna wait till Wednesday and cover a video on it. But it's basically alternative Wanda Stars. It is definitely way weaker than Wanda Stars, but it's in the same category as it. As far as choice mechanics are concerned on a troop, it's not that bad. I just don't see too many situations where you're bringing out, other than within the restrictions where it's relevant. Beast is by far its strongest category. Though its Kingdom and Fae also are fine. Out of anything you use it for, Beast category is by far the strongest. Mostly because it's direct synergy with Forest Guardian. It is really good synergy with Forest Guardian in pretty much every way. Not only are its 2 converts the same 2 that feed Forest Guardians convert, but of course they're both beasts, so you get 50% mana start. So its main use case is probably going to be 4 times beast teams, most likely. There's a few other occasions you'll bring it out, but 4 times beast team is by far its main use case in the current state of the game. But yeah, definitely advise getting it. It's 100% worth getting. In all fairness, all of them are, just so you don't have to get them later. But it is really decent. Like, honestly, it's almost stronger than the Mythic we got last Friday. Even though that Mythic's pretty nice for skull spam teams, there's just so many things that do it better. Whereas the thing that we got from the current spring event is actually relatively unique. Like, if you ignore that Wanda Stars exist and just look at troops that have a similar mechanic, it's rather unique in what it does. If you just ignore that, Wanda Stars exist. Hello, Timmy! Welcome. Nearly going to be able to get a Stellarex, just need another 900 Dragonite. Nice, the final stretch. Huge congrats. Yeah, you get past the big RNG part then. Do you have all of them then, or do you still need to get Flower Dragon? Because then you can start saving for the new dragons. Which is going to be a while, because we just got Flower Dragons, like, what, a couple months ago or whenever it was? Like, these are pretty recent still. It feels like forever that we've had this Flower Dragon, but it's only been, like, what, 2 months, 3 months? Like, it's a good year before we get them again, or get more of them. Oh, never mind. You said to get the new dragons. Okay, that means you don't have the flower dragons then. Oh no, good luck. Honestly, Stellaryx is still enough to get everything done. Well, I have been pivoting a bit more to Flower Dragon recently. Stellaryx still does most of the same stuff. There's even some situations where Stellaryx is still better than it as well. They're both comparably strong. It's just the nice thing with Flower Dragon is its max hit is just a little higher. Also, another strategy too is if you haven't started on the Flower Dragons yet. Oh, maybe not. Because what I was going to say is you could just try hoarding all your Dragonite. And just waiting till like the next set of dragons and seeing if you want to go for them or the Flower Dragons by then. And just hoard them for an entire year. The only downside of getting 0 Flower Dragons though is a lot of the Flower Dragons, like, you know, the basic ones that you get, they're actually used on various event weeks, mostly for Underspire. And they can really speed up any Underspire if you're actually doing them for any week that they're applicable to. Because there are a handful of times when they are the best damage you have, or even the best damage in the whole kingdom. That can really help speed up Underspire when applicable. Also, one other funny thing is, the blue Flower Dragon, the one that I really like the design for, while its synergy within Zolkiri is really bad, Zolkiri gains so much extra magic that it actually has a higher max hit than Flower Dragon. It's just the team you have to build around it is so bad at mana accumulating that it's generally not worth it. But blue Flower Dragon actually hits harder than Kurthasanax, like the actual like 6-colored one, if you're using a 4x Zolkiri team. The problem with that is you have to use a 4x Zolkiri team. Which is actually something we haven't had yet. We haven't had a Zolkiri event week since Blue Flower Dragon has existed. Because I'm very curious to see how that pans out. Because its max hit, at least starting mana, or, you know, starting damage-wise, is higher than the 6-color Flower Dragon. But the biggest caveat with it is your team has to be 4x Zolkiri. Instead of, like, you know, anything. Which is obviously a big limitation. On top of the fact that Zolkiri has almost nothing that synergizes with it. Which hopefully it will by the time it has its next event. I'm really hoping whatever comes in Zolkiri next has a really good synergy with Flower Dragon. The blue one. Because the main thing holding him back from being used in a legitimate team is his lack of in-kingdom synergy. But if we got some kind of like good empower for him into like one of the mana accumulator or something, there are some situations that would be stronger than the 6-color Flower Dragon. But right now he just mana accumulates too slow for that to matter. So the strongest dragon is the blue flower. Honestly, out of any dragon that isn't the 6-color ones, the blue one from Zolkiri for the Flower Dragon is probably the strongest of them all. Has awful kingdom synergy, but its amount of damage is higher than 6-colored Flower Dragon. I can even show it. Like, this is at 233 right now. If I go get the setup for the flower thingy, I'm pretty sure our damage is like 250 something or 260 something. Like, it's a good like 20-30 damage higher. I think I show it real quick. You saw right there that was 233, but if we go, I don't know, what do I not need here? I'm not bothering with the faction event tomorrow. So let me grab, where is it? Let's go straight to Zolkiri. I want to see what the stat comes out to. Zolkiri, yeah, it doesn't really matter what we put on the team. So let's just put whatever. Yeah, it shouldn't matter. Because the main bonus that matters is this right here. Oh, I guess it matters if we put 3 other elves on the team. Which I guess is generally going to happen. But yeah, this is pretty realistic. Because I believe hero counts as elf as well for the kingdom. So your team would generally be hero with some kind of weapon, and then like 2 other troops. But the main thing we're looking for here is his base stats. We don't really care about anything else here. Yeah, let me just go check it real quick. Like if I go into this battle with this dragon and then Flower Dragon, so let's see what it is for Flower Dragon. Because the other game mode has like a weird extra bit of stats. So we're at 194. So that's at 194. And Blue Flower Dragon is at whatever this is. So the other one was 194. And with the exact same amount of stats and everything, this is 256! Yeah, this thing is stronger than 6-color Flower Dragon. The biggest issue is you're restricted to pure Zolkiri. And the mana accumulation options for getting it up are so much slower that it's technically way weaker. But its base damage is stronger by a pretty hefty amount. That's over 50 damage stronger right now in the current state of the game. Obviously that could vary depending on kingdom bonuses and a few other things like that. But that is a pretty hefty number difference. Like, that is not small. 50 damage? The biggest issue is just the mana accumulation teams you have to go with it are really bad compared to anything. Whereas obviously 6-color Flower Dragon can be put with anything. Also, of course, the mana is difference. It only covers 3 colors, whereas Flower Dragon, of course, is all 6 of them. But yeah, its base damage is through the roof. It's actually crazy how strong it is. It's just almost never viable just because its lack of in-kingdom synergy. But at some point, they might add enough Zolkiri troops to make that absurd. We'll just have to wait and see. As it currently stands, it's not worth doing as a normal team. Obviously, in a Zolkiri restriction, you would. But when you have access to everything, it's not worth it. But yeah, out of any of the non-6-color dragons, it's definitely the strongest one. And you can do that with some pretty cheap stuff as well from the kingdom. It's the strongest alternative for any of the other dragons. Because the second you get it, you're just good to go. There's a lot that you build it with are just lower rarity elves from the kingdom. Because the main thing you're looking for is mana accumulation options for it. Most of which are lower rarity. Because that's all the damage source you need on your team when you have that. I know, we're almost out of battles. We should be able to clear out next floor, but then maybe the final one we can get to. Yeah, there is that one explodey weapon or whatever it is from the kingdom. You definitely want to be using like mana accumulation hero weapon. And I think there's like one Empower from the kingdom that converts into green or spider gem or something. Like you want to use those two and like one other thing. Because everything in your team when building that needs to be all mana accumulation options. With the Blue Flower Dragon being your only damage source. And everything else trying to get off the ground. I like when something dies to Flower Dragon Reflect. That's actually convenient too because you got the resummon. So we get a re-kill on it a little bit quicker. It just died! It died twice to the same Reflect. That's really funny. It died initially and then got revived and then it died again. I don't think I've ever seen that. That's really funny. Within 2 turns, he killed himself twice, the same unit. Well, you know, if you count it being revived. Technically same unit. But yeah, one turn he dies to the skull and then the next turn he dies to the same skull. Oh, we don't have enough damage to poke it right here. Poke. Gosh, that weapon is so bad. I'm not sure why they made these crossbows so weak. That's the only really bad thing about when they do a bad Doom weapon or an average Doom weapon. Is with how slow Doom rolls around, you have to deal with it for like a half a year. Of getting really mid-option Doom weapons. Now we got 4, 5, and 3. If we can get a Valhawk here, we'll have enough to clear out this floor. Or Valraven, I mean. Otherwise, this is the end of the line. They'll obviously get it finished by the end of the week. Oh, yeah, do keep in mind, I mentioned it for the video, but forgot to mention it for the stream. Pretty sure most of you guys know, but if you don't already. You do, even if your guild ends up finishing the event, always want to do at least 25 completion on the Tower of Doom. The main reason for this is you get an extra scroll every single time you do to upgrade your Doom weapons. While this is a little bit less relevant with the orbs that do that now, it's still a good idea to claim it. But yeah, I highly advise doing the floor 25 completion, as you haven't claimed all the loot until then. Oh yeah, we did get a Valhawk there. Nice, nice. Alright, that's definitely the final one we can get here then. Which is kind of funny because that's how far he got in his first session, which makes sense. Because that means Mustaine... Oh no, he would have had to have gone higher. Never mind. I was going to say, that means he just ended up doing what we did, but no, that couldn't be because he scouted them all. That is kind of convenient. That's exactly how far Sigils went though. But no, he probably bought something like tier 6 or something. Alright, this is one of the few game modes that if you are going to scout, it's actually worth going for the extra package thingy. I think they have that like every week where you can spend like an absurd amount of gems. And I think they give you like a free extra orb on top of it. It's normally not worth doing. But if you're going to be scouting for your guild in something like Tower of Doom or something similar, it's one of the few weeks where it's actually worth doing. And then of course anytime you want to go for leaderboard. Though the problem with Tower of Doom is it's a guild-wide leaderboard rather than personal leaderboard. There's nothing we can do with this one battle, but I guess we'll go do it real quick. Ooh, Heroism. We'll definitely take that. Though even if I get a Valhawk here, it is not enough. Oh, we did get it though. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and cash in them as well. Might as well. We'll go hand out a code when we hit 0. Which I assume we're not going to get another one after this guy. There's a Flower Dragon starting to fall off slightly. Though it's so strong, it's not even noticeable. Like, a normal troop should have already need to be replaced. This is why the other team showed in the other order. So that your weapon can tank for your Flower Dragon. Which honestly I should do. We're actually in, what, 2-shot range? 3-shot range? So yeah, honestly I probably should start doing that now. Because the whole reason was the other way around anyways. Is because for the higher battles you have to switch it. Oh, we actually got a Death Mark kill. This guy actually does have Death Mark, by the way. It's not the reason we took him. We took him because it's the only Empower we have access to. Or maybe not the only Empower, but it's the only Empower that was Elemental. But, yeah, it does have a Death Mark mechanic. 20% chance he applies 2 Death Marks. Which might not seem like much, but we got a kill from it right there. Normally it does nothing, but sometimes it does something. Better than what most of those things have. A lot of them have something so irrelevant that it does literally nothing. But that is actually relevant enough that it ever so occasionally gets a kill. Which is not bad compared to the average Empower bonus. It's just so rare that it does it. Because not only do you need to roll the 20% to, you know, Death Mark them in the first place, but then you have to roll 1 of the 2 10% every single time as well. For the 20% roll to even do anything. So very unlikely. Like per battle, it's only like a few % chance you're going to get a kill. But hey, you eventually do get the kill. We've only gotten 1 this entire time, but yeah, it's like a 3-ish, 4% chance per battle that he will get 1 kill. Which is not ideal, but it's more than nothing. Oh, I could have just killed it. I forgot because of tempering level. No, he revived! Oh, now I can't. I could have the previous turn killed it, but because I keep forgetting the extra bonus from tempering levels static. It does not get removed when webbed. So we still have a base damage of 43 right now. 3 from base damage and plus 40 from tempering level. So in worst case scenario, like AKA being webbed, this is still hitting 43. Which obviously is not high, but it's way higher than 3. Really? We don't have any alignment here? Just gonna get our mana back. At some point we'll get the mana. Alright, and now we're finally out of battles. Okay, redeem code time! There you guys go, enjoy. This is the final March redeem code. We will finally be hitting April redeem codes next. And then at some point we'll get the May codes, hopefully in the next few days or whenever. It doesn't really matter. We have like a month's worth of codes to kind of offset it. We'll be fine. Of course, our Vault Key stacked from the weekend. What are we going for here? Underspire, we'll save you for a little bit. Dungeon, we did Pet Rescue. I don't think I need this, right? No. I think PvP and Underworld thingy's the only thing left. Grab all of our campaign stuff. Oh, is this magic? I could have had 2 higher magic. No, I think it was week 5 this season. Let me go double check. We'll find out in a second. What is the extra stat this season? Let's go check. It is... Yeah, that's what I thought. It was season 5, or week 5. Oh wait, are we only on week 3? I thought it was week 4 there. Wait, I'm confused now. Was it not, Oh, because I didn't claim it. I was gonna say. I was about to go double check the thingy. Yeah, it is week 4. I just didn't claim it yet. That's what threw me off for a moment there. Oh yeah, did they ever fix the rewards? Oh, there they are! They fixed it! Yeah, there was an issue with the rewards earlier. Either they were gonna change it, or they accidentally changed it, or something happened. But, yeah, they re-added the books back to the free side. And I believe they added Imperials back to the paid side as well. Not sure what other changes they made, if any. But yeah, free side has deed books again. Paid side has Imperials again. And whatever other small changes that might have done. But they have reverted it back. So you do get 6 deed books if you do the paid side. Or, you know, 3 on free, 3 on paid. Because at the beginning of the season, it was like all Imperials were gone. The 3 were only on the paid, 0 on the free side. There was some kind of error on their end. There was so much backlash that they felt like they had to revert it back. One or the other. Oh yeah, if you haven't claimed it yet, last day is tomorrow to go claim anything from Legends Reborn. Highly advised if you haven't already to go dump all your gems to get the 1,350 here. To get all the glory orbs, the maxed out dragon and everything. It is definitely 100% worth it for the gem cost. What am I doing? Tower of Doom, Doom, check, check. Okay, so anything left is PvP and Underworld then. Alright, we got Dragon, so that's pretty free. Let's go do Dragon real quick. Actually, I'm gonna go grab my magic first. Grab it off the center, and then we'll go make a Dragon team real quick. Which, of course, we have like a billion options for these days. Gosh, is there any category more concentrated than Dragons now? Like, even before Dragonite Dragons, there were already so many Dragons in the game. Now it almost feels like a tenth of the total troops in the game are Dragon. It's probably not that high. But I think it might be the highest category now of any troop. Because back in the day, they were almost exclusively just Legends. Like, there basically wasn't a thing as, like, low-rarity dragons. And while most dragons are high-rarity still to this day, there's just so many more of them now compared to in the past. As well as low-rarity alternatives. Whereas back in the day, there was none that was, like, below a legend. And eventually they added... Actually, no, they were never any below epic, I think, when the game launched. But then they started adding some slightly lower and then lower ones and eventually covered all the rarities with them. Particularly with things like Dragon's Claw. Mostly because the whole kingdom was pretty much Dragon. So they kind of had to make the low rarity stuff also Dragon. But prior to Dragon's Claw, I honestly think there might have been nothing below an epic dragon in the game before Dragon's Claw came out at the time. Yeah, the doomed weapons have been really hit or miss. This one's really average right now. It's not the worst they've ever done, but it's not good. Like, outside the event, you're pretty much never using it again. For the event itself, it's a perfectly okay, like, finishing option. But outside the context of the event, you're pretty much never touching it again. Yeah, it's been a while since we've gotten a good Doom weapon category. The last really good one we got were the Journey Troop replacement ones, whatever you want to call those. The Doomed, I forgot what they're called. Were they swords? These. Yeah, the Doomed Polearms. In recent times is the most useful one. They're very, very similar to the pre-nerf Ignore the Glaive. Though that one is a decent category of one as well. That was the original ones that came out. But this was like the OG category of weapon that basically set the standard for Doom weapons. And to this day, it's still pretty much one of the strongest, if not the strongest category. The full AoE Doom Skull converting one. Really strong. Came out at the same time because they actually did two when it first launched. As like one that did just like a little bit of HP or something. It's actually insane how absurdly strong this was compared to how absurdly weak the other one was. But it's pretty much set the standard for Doom weapons. And it's still at the high of tier of the end of them to this day. Like as far as every Doom weapon. They're still like the best or second best in the game. But the other category that's really good, at least in recent time, are the polearms. They were added a little bit after the Journey Troop nerf. Basically as a replacement for Journey Troops if you want to use them in a team. And they're not as good as like peak Journey Troops before they were nerfed, but they're pretty solid. Like any pure blue, green, red, so on and so forth team, gets quite a bit of benefit from it, especially if your team is pure color and the enemy team is pure color. You get a lot of value from these. As they boost based on all the color on your team and the enemy team. Still kind of situational when you bring them out. But it's definitely a thing to look out for in like Underworld, Underspire, a few other game modes like that. Particularly if your like hero class weapon is also locked to a color. Because if your whole team's locked to a color and you know your weapon is as well, these things are really strong when you end up doing that. What's the game mode that does that? I think it's Invasion, right? No, it was Journey Event. But yeah, Journey Events use these pretty well as well. Or you can end up using them with like a pure color team with the thing. Basically using it as like an old Journey Troop while still having the other Journey Troop on your team. And a few other things like that. Anytime you're doing a pure color team. Ideally with the enemy also pure color. But as far as recent Doom weapons, that is the most recent, not horrifically bad one. Like one that's like actually usable as a weapon. Alright, let's go to Dragon real quick. Oh, what do we even need here? Oh, the team's already set up. Perfect. Yeah, we have Quick Kill Chrysanthemum X team set up. Don't even need to change anything. Unfortunately, we have no alignment though. I saw a little Logic Slayer for dinner say hello earlier. Welcome, welcome. After this, I think the only thing we haven't cleared out then is Underworld. Or Underspire, I mean. Technically Underworld too, but I'm not going to bother with Underworld. I pretty much skipped it for the last, like, gosh, 5 years? 6 years? I did it for like the first year or two. But after we maxed out every single one, it just seems so not worth doing anymore. It's also one of the more time-consuming dailies. Though power creep has made it quite a bit quicker. But it's a daily that still takes like 15-20 minutes. Especially if you're pushing deeper to a higher level. And not just spamming one at like a level 50 or something. You almost went to the gyms of war. Yeah, when are we starting our exercise streams? Still gotta lose weight. Oh, that's not the convert I thought that was. I was thinking of the other team we were using earlier. Whoops. That's not right. Oh yeah, that's something else I could have been using here. We weren't using the Immortal at all. Though in all fairness, Flower Dragon is so strong it doesn't really matter. But yeah, we do have access to using Immortal Glacia here. And Pure Dragon restrictions is a little stronger running Flower Stellaryx though. Even with her double damage. Alright, good to go. There's no other battles we need to do because there was no battles yesterday. And then I guess we just claim our 3 Valhawks real quick off the center. Ring Fit stream for Gyms of War. That is something I do need to do here though if I was to do that. I need to get like a small exercise mat. Because before it didn't really matter because it was carpet everywhere. But it would be really bad doing that on like a wooden floor. Whereas before it was all carpet. Was that all 3? We're good to go. Okay, let's go ahead and add the code. Up the first April code. Even though we're at May 5th. There it goes, go enjoy. How many Volkies did I get last weekend? I think it was like 170. Whatever this number says. 168. Oh, I should have gotten one more. We could have gotten 169. I also don't forget, there's a weekly thingy here. You gotta kill a bunch of purple enemies to get a copy of the troop. And this is required to go max it. This should be something you get automatically just from doing dailies. If you don't play that much, you might need to go out of your way slightly for it. So do make sure to do some points. Speaking of going slightly out of our way, let me go do Explore real quick. Because we have that as a daily for our XP booster. Where is my... there it is. That's one thing that really threw me off earlier, too. I ended up using a bunch of my EXP boosters last night to finish out, you know, the Tower of Doom event. Or not Tower of Doom, I mean, Vault event weekend. And it was really weird because I used a bunch of my EXP boosters and it showed I only had 45 minutes. Even though I had like an hour and a half or whatever it was. But as soon as the timer went out, the other timer started going. It was really weird. Because I'm pretty sure it's capped to be higher than an hour, isn't it? Or did they change that? Because initially it showed it as 45 minutes, and then it counted the rest of the time that was hidden. I think that might have changed when they added like the limit on how many Paloozas you could use at once to make sure you don't accidentally use them all. Like I said, this is the same with the XP boosters, but they still actually apply. Because they did that to Paloozas to make sure someone doesn't accidentally use their entire stack. Isn't that right, Tyrion? It was more than just Tyrion, though. But I think it has like a 4 cap these days or something now. Just to make sure you can't accidentally misclick your entire Palooza. Like use like 50 at once or something. Because they have to do so many rollbacks for it. Or not rollbacks, but you know, like help people with that. And help compensate people for it. That they simply just fixed the mechanic to prevent anyone from using that menu. And now if accidentally someone uses 4 of them, they don't really care. It's like, nope, no compensation for you. Or maybe they'll give you like a small something or something. But they did that so they didn't have to like compensate people for accidentally using like 30 or 50 or 100 or something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a 4 cap now. Yeah, they generally don't cash in the full amount. Like, even if you accidentally used 4, you'll be lucky if you get even, like, 1 setback. You drive by a gym every single time you go for work. It's kind of funny. When I used to walk to high school sometimes, there's, like, a gym right on the side there. There's actually a charity event there once that I actually went for. I never really used the gym, but it was always taunting me. Because it was like right there.
Mana surge. Mana surge.
You go to the gym every day when you play Pokemon Go. Oh wait, we already got it, didn't we? I'm like spamming this to try to get them, but we already have them all. Yeah, we're good to go. Let's go hand out another code. And then we'll hand out one more, but the only thing left now is Underspare then. Which I'm not too big a fan of what we have to use this week. Like, it's not awful. I just hate our mana accumulation options. I feel like that's my issue with almost like every Underspire week these days. Like, obviously not last week. Last week is like the freest you'll ever get. Oh, nice, the 35 tribute for 34. Not bad. But I just feel like without enchant or the explosion and everything, there are just some weeks where you have such bad options for mana accumulation. And this week is not an exception. Yeah, we had it too good last week. Like, let's see. Let's look at Empower, which I believe there are 0. There are 0 Empowers. Every mana link here is basically a dead content troop. Almost. And what do we have for, like, the high rarity range? Can any of you mana accumulate? No. Or barely any. Literally none. Literally none. Literally none, unless you cast Gate off the Skulls. Behemoth can destroy 12. A little bit, but it's very small. None at all. A little bit off of one of your converts. Technically, you're a mana accumulator. You're a really dated one. I remember when they had to change his mana because he was way too broken with his other colors. He used to be red-green. But they actually had to make him green-yellow just because of how strong the red synergy teams were with him at one point. Which is kind of funny because his color has actually never been red-blue, I don't believe. I'm pretty sure it was red-green back in the day. Or maybe it was red-blue now that I think about it. I don't know. What's this? Does anyone remember from launch month? Was he red-blue? I could have sworn he was red-green back in the day. But they changed him to green-yellow for balance reasons. As it was way too strong with the Eternal Torch or whatever it was. There's like some really strong synergy with him at some point. He's obviously absurdly dead content now, though. But there was a point when he was the strongest mana accumulation option in the game, which is kind of funny. Just shows how much power creep mana accumulation has gotten. Also, I should really look for a all-damaging option. Let me go set up into a Behemoth build. For the really early fights, we're going to need Behemoth. I don't want to run this. What do we have for explodey weapon? Explodey. Yeah, give me something that doesn't block him at all. Give me like a behemoth and like 2 things that give him a link. There we go, we got our team. Got our team, are good to go. Now what color are we not using? Red, which is kind of funny given that's just Pride Lands. The pure red place. Oh, what am I looking for? Ideally double brown, not quite. I need double brown into, or double blue into one of these colors. Like this or something. +2 blue, +1 purple. But then again, all my banners on brown right now. I guess it's more of a reason to go into blue. So now we can spread between blue and brown. And I still feel like it's worth doing this though. Just try prioritizing taking brown immediately. But yeah, this will fall off after the second section, but for section 1 and 2, this should be fine. We got exactly 69 damage, though he just got 1 magic from something ruining it. But yeah, for the earlier fights, it should be fine. It falls off like crazy by zone 3, though. We don't need to deal with that until like 2 days from now. So for today and tomorrow, this should be perfectly fine. How are our mortals doing? Not too good. Though I think we have some burning marks to go use. I can go check real quick. I've still been trying to get that one new immortal. We still haven't gotten it yet. The immortal Gemini. It's not any good, but yeah, we've been going really dry on it. How many do I have? I'll also go run our deed books real quick. We'll hand out an extra code if we get a purple. Let's see. Good, I do have enough for 3. Perfect. Alright, come on, purple. Purple. Purple, we got one. Can we get double? We got 1. 2 blues and a purple, not bad. Here you guys go. I'll hand out one more in a little bit. Alright, let's see. How many burnings do we have? 0. I've cashed in like everything from the event. I don't even have any to go open. There's nothing left to go get. Well, there are a few, but almost everything's been collected for the event. Oh yeah, by the way, PvP event ends in like 3 weeks. And of course the free rewards here. Unfortunately, no burning marks. Actually, when do we get more on the free side? Which we don't get more until like the 40th one. We're at 34 right now. By the end of the week, I'll get like 1 more set. That's it. Alright, what we're doing... Oh yeah, let's go finish out Underspire. It's the only thing we haven't finished yet. Hey, what's this thing's convert again? I like never use this. It's yellow to brown. So if we're wondering why we're using mech, it's mostly battles like that. Because there is some amount of submerge we have to deal with. This game mode doesn't have as much submerge as Underworld, but still enough. Also, hello Bruno! Welcome, welcome! Yep, we've still been going strong on Gems of War. We just had the 9-year anniversary of us covering it weekly the other month. Yep, we're still going strong. You have all the Immortals and only need 1 more of the Guardians from Underspire? Nice. Yeah, I probably should start going for all troop completion again. I've been passing on a lot of the weakened ones just because they haven't really been needed for kingdom upgrades. But for completion's sake, yeah, I do kind of want to go for it again soon. I'll still keep passing them for now so we can get them cheaply in the drop table. But sometime in the near future, I might start pivoting back to full troop completion. You know when we'll probably do it? Once I get the 5th Underworld Guardian, I think we'll start pivoting and just try to get all troops again. Only problem is the Nightmare finally finishing that. Hello, Bill Warhammer with all the hellos. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, it's a dead end room. Boo. But if we're gonna get them zone ones, they're gonna get them. We're gonna take them all anyways. Yeah, because we're not gonna have enough room, we might as well take the double dead end. Get at least one more treasure box here. Oh, too bad this guy doesn't have full mana. That is such absurdly good alignment. Nope, I forgot to take the thingy. I was looking at the alignment, didn't realize there's also just a 4 times sitting there. Ooh, okay, final chest. Come on, give us one of the new Guardians. It's been about a year and a half that they've been out, and we've only gotten 4 out of 6. At current rate, it could be like the 3-year mark by the time we have them all. I'm not sure why I did that. I should have went for mana. Alright, did we get anything? Come on, new Guardian or anything not useless? Boo. Oh, 2 torches. I guess we'll use them real quick. Yeah, let me go hand out the final code as well while we're using the final ones. Because honestly, once we use these 2 torches, I might be calling it for tonight then. Until next week. Actually, that's not true. Well, as far as streaming, I don't think we're streaming again for Gems of War. Might do something else stream-wise during the week, though, because I haven't really been streaming much lately as far as other stuff. But regardless, I do want to probably cover a video on Wednesday going over the new Spring Troop. We could technically get it today, but I don't want to waste the extra gems. Well, let's wait till Wednesday and get all the teams ready and everything beforehand. That way we can get it out pretty early on Wednesday. All battles are so fast today. What is the hardest content for you? Guild Wars, they end up reworking. And I would say is definitely on the harder side still. As far as the reworked Guild Wars. But Guild Wars and PvP, pretty much anywheres where the enemy team is built by an actual player. And not like a preset team. Tends to be the hardest areas in the game. Because the current meta for the game is really powerful. So generally PvP locations is where you see the hardest stuff normally. Not always, but generally if you're going to find the hardest stuff is in PvP game modes. Like normal PvP and Guild War. But Guild War finally returning in 2 weeks from now. It's like 3 weekends from now. Actually, we should be getting a patch next week. Actually, it could be tomorrow. We might be streaming tomorrow, we'll see. But we should be getting a patch really soon on the 8.5 update. And we don't know everything that's in it, but I know some of it is the Guild War rework. Because they need a patch before they can do the next Guild War. And there's only two Tuesdays before the next Guild War. This week and next week. Next week's the most likely date, but there is a non-zero chance we get an update tomorrow. If it does, we'll definitely stream it. I am pretty sure it won't be tomorrow, though. But there is a chance. But yeah, the speed of the game has increased by a lot. Like, the average battle time in this game is like 20 seconds. With a few exceptions game mode-wise. But the average battle is somewhere around 20 seconds. It's actually crazy how quick paced the game is now. Compared to back in the day. Power creep does do that. Did you complete Underspire to Diamantina room last week? Yes. Oh, so I did something I normally don't as well. I ended up torching or lanterning the silver medal, the gold medal, and the pet orb at the end. Normally I don't bother lanterning the pet orb, but I figured since it's been so long I might as well. Because I actually do really need the pet orbs for pet completion still. But yeah, I did full completion and pet orbed everything. Or not pet orb, but you know, lantern the 3 good ones, the silver, the gold, and the pet orb one. But yeah, we did full completion on Underspire last week. 100%. Hey, is that all the things? I think we have thinged all the things. I don't think there's a single thing we could still thing yet. All the things have been thinged. And this one opens the Volkies. Let's go up and down to 150. That'll be the last thing we end on. What do we want to run for this? I guess just standard Flower Dragon is fine. Yeah, Guild versus Guild is still the most challenging content in this game. We ended up going about a year without it because they had to rework the PvP system. And in doing so, they broke Guild Wars, so they basically had to recode the whole thing from scratch. Which we were going to have to do anyway, so, you know, them breaking it was kind of something that was needed anyways. But, yeah, we had about a year without Guild War. It came back a couple months ago, but then it had a few issues relaunching. And now they're doing an update in the next week or so. That should be fixing it, and then we get Guild War in like 2.5 weekends from now. Like 3 weekends from now, we should be getting next Guild War. Which was pretty much the first properly working Guild War in like a year and a half. It's been out of commission for a while. But it's still the strongest game mode or hardest game mode in the game. The restrictions are a little bit different than it used to be though. As far as how new Guild War works. But it's definitely the most difficult game mode in the game. Still. Assuming you're up against a strong guild.
Mana surge.
At least new Guild War is less stressful. Oh no, is it? Feels about the same to me overall. Because wins matter more than ever for new Guild War. Performance on the battle matters a lot less though. Like if you do really bad on a given battle, as long as you win, you don't get penalized nearly as much as before. Hello, Paul! Welcome, welcome. Hope all has been well. But yeah, the new Guild War system punishes losing a lot harder, but punishes doing bad performance on a battle a lot less. You still lose some points for performance being a bit worse on a battle, but winning is weighted a way heavier in the new system. Still been checking the weekly videos. Nice, nice. Thank you. Greatly appreciated. Yep, still been at them. 9 years now. Still gone. And we shall continue to. Yeah, as far as streams, I've mostly just been doing Monday streams for Gems of War. There are a few occasionally here and there, like Friday we did the Vault event stream. Either this Tuesday or next Tuesday, we should be doing an 8.5 stream. Keep in mind, it's probably next week's Tuesday, but there's a non-zero chance tomorrow night we're streaming. If I see that they end up doing an update. It's probably next week's Tuesday, though, but... Yeah, if they are doing one tomorrow, we'll be around. Might start a little bit later, though. Might start close to 8:30 or so. Because I'm not expecting them to do it. So I'm probably not going to be there exactly at the time that it happens. But if they do it, yeah, we'll come and go online for it, for sure. Go over the patch notes, mess around with anything we can. I'm not sure if there is anything in the next patch we could do immediately, but if there is, we'll... Do they have any real PvP in the game? No, it's something I've always been wanting from this game. Some kind of real-time co-op or real-time PvP. But no, we still don't have it. All PvP is still just pre-made teams. For the most part, that's almost a good thing, though, because the meta for this game is so broken right now if you could actually do real PvP. Like, absurdly so. They're actually doing something about that a little bit later this year. Not the next patch. I highly doubt it. But some patch later this year, either like summer or maybe fall. They're doing something to really try to rebalance the game. We'll see exactly how that ends up ultimately panning out. Some kind of new system that could start hard countering some mechanics. Like completely disabling extra turns. Making like full AoE teams or skull teams a bit weaker. Stuff like that, where you can like focus restrict a certain thing. But it's mostly aimed to try to balance out the game a little. His power creep has hit very hard. It's been needing something like that for a while, and they're actually finally doing it this year. Yeah, there we go. Right down to 150. But anyways, guys, any other questions? Any other anythings? Otherwise, I think we might be calling it there for now. Let's go hand out one last code just for the fun of it. But next stream for Gems of War is either going to be tomorrow night, if and only if we get a patch, or yeah, we'll be back next week, and then next week's Tuesday, because that will be patch day then. Because the patch has to come out before this date right here. If we go bring up the calendar for the month, we are here, right? Yeah, we're here. And this is Guild War, which is 3 weekend events from now, which means by this Tuesday right here they have to do the patch. So either tomorrow or next week's Tuesday, this day being the more likely one. But one of these two has to be the 8.5 patch. So yeah, it might be tomorrow, we'll find out. Though the 13th is the way more likely date. But there's a non-zero chance it is tomorrow night, we'll find out. But yeah, don't count on it. Probably next week's Tuesday. Which means we'll stream both of those 2 days then. And then of course Guild War starts that following week's Thursday. Which is kind of hard to tell from this. But it does start on the 22nd here. Because Guild Wars are basically weekend events now. They go from the Thursday until, actually says it right here. They go from Thursday to Sunday. Or technically Monday, depending on how you look at it. But, you know, they go basically the standard 3-day event, but with Thursday included. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they go until Monday reset time. Because this Guild War would start on that Thursday and then go all the way to that Monday reset time then. But the patch that sets that up will be on this day, most likely the 13th. But that's the game plan. And I'll probably cover a video this Wednesday going over the new Legend. Because honestly, it's pretty solid. I feel like I won't be bringing it out that often, but there's definitely team restrictions. Particularly of the Beast variety. That you're definitely going to be bringing this thing out for. It's a fun troop for sure. It's nice to see another alternative, as well as a choice mechanic that actually has a good choice. Because I hate when they add a choice mechanic troop, but there's only like one that you would ever click. Like one that is like 99% better than the other one. Like, you know, one of them's like the one you would click 99% of the time, and one of them's like 1% of the time. At least with this, they're balanced a lot better. And set up in a way that you're probably going to be doing both. Whereas the problem with a lot of choice mechanics currently in the game is you're only ever clicking one of the two. Which at which point, why even have a choice mechanic? Because you're only using one almost every time, if not every time. But anyways, guys, we're going to be calling it here for now. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you for stopping by as always. Greatly, greatly appreciated. And yeah, I'll catch you guys later. Bye, everyone. And thanks for watching.